Hi everyone, it's Adam here with the Northern Rose, and I'm here with Mothin Ali, who is the recently elected Deputy Leader of the Green Party, which, congratulations to Mothin, because it's a great achievement for you and Zach Polanski, the newly elected leader of the Greens. I thought if you can just start us off, tell us a bit about what you and Zach, what your hope is for the future of the Green Party, and what you think you can offer voters.
Absolutely. So, we've got a really exciting thing happening in the Greens at the moment. So Zach's been elected as leader. I've been elected as one of the deputies. Rachel has been elected as one of the deputies, and the three of us have come together from different backgrounds. So we've got an openly gay Jewish man. We've got a straight practicing Muslim with a big beard. We've got a middle class English feminist. Absolutely, we've got reach now. The team that's come together has voices that can reach across different we can cut through across different class barriers, geographical barriers. We've got people representing the north, the south, the middle. We're everywhere now. So, and we're finally getting that media cut through, and we're getting that media attention. So we're really shaking up the establishment.
Yeah, I think that diversity is really good, and everyone can see that I think helps build good coalitions and creates the solidarity. But what do you think that the Greens can offer that traditional parties can't offer? What is it that you think that you can give voters that other parties don't?
So, for me, it all comes down to hope. You know, for so long we've had a negative kind of politics. Don't vote for the Tories. Don't vote for the Tories. Sorry, vote for Labour, otherwise the Tories will get in. Yeah, it's always been that. Not vote for this because this is going to materially change your life. So we're campaigning on renationalising water. You know, we've got so much sewage being pumped into our rivers, being pumped into the seas, that there's hardly any rivers that are clean enough to swim in. The seas are horrible. You know, we've got to look after the climate that we're not immediate, just the climate that we're immediately impacted by, but as well as the climate, you know, the whole climate change catastrophe. And along with that, we've got a massive biodiversity catastrophe coming on. And simple things like using pesticides that cause harm to bees. If we lose bees, we lose a massive amount of food crop. It causes so much insecurity. So we've got renationalisation, we've got the climate, we've got renationalisation of rail. I went to Cardiff yesterday, and for 2 hours from Leeds to Birmingham, I was sat on the floor outside the toilet, because there was just no space on the train. So the same journey on the way back, even worse, because the England match was on at Birmingham. They were, all the fans got on, and there was no seats. And the quality of trains, really poor quality of trains. Cloth ripping on seats. We can't have that. We need decent, train service. We need decent infrastructure. So what we're talking about is reinvesting all of that. But then the common question is, where's the money coming from? I'll tell you where the money's coming from. We're one of the richest countries in the world. The money is not being spent in the right places. We've just increased our NATO budget. We don't have a wealth tax. A wealth tax that would have filled Rachel Reeves's black hole many times over. There's things like that. But as well as that, the country, the Bank of England, is the source of money. Money in this country is not finite. Yeah, there's possibilities. They've done it before. They did quantitative easing, and to try and bail out the banks. They found money for that as well. So when they talk about money, you can't produce money from thin air. They've done it before when it's to benefit the elite, but the money has to go in the right places. It has to feed down to the bottom. It has to feed down to ordinary people, because we're the ones who actually spend and cause the demand in the economy.
At the Northern Rose, we've written a lot and talked a lot about a wealth tax, because we think, like you just said, it is the ideal means of fixing the financial and monetary problems we have. So we're really glad to hear that the Greens are looking to do that. So that's a national level, but at a local level, can you quickly give us kind of things that the Greens would do to help local communities, like in, say, Manchester or places like Cardiff and places like that?
Absolutely. I mean, One thing that in the area that we're in right now, I saw quite a lot of grey belt land or brownfield sites, and the same happens in Leeds. You know, developers sit on brownfield sites where they could be doing something. So one of our proposals in Leeds was we hold a land value tax. You know, it'll generate local revenue. It'll force developers to actually build. But personally, I want to go one step further. I want to say you either use it or you lose it. You know, if they're not going to develop on it, they're going to lose the planning rights. They're going to lose the rights to develop on there, and they'll lose the value that they're just increasing just by sitting on that land. If you're not going to work on it and you're not going to build something productive for our society, there's no point you having it.
Thanks a lot, Mothin. Cheers. See you, everyone.